croissant donut again. It's pretty good. I like this one. There's not enough filling. Wow. This doesn't taste vegan at all. Hey guys, what's up? It's LD. Welcome to episode 3 of the Donut Diaries. So I am basically on the side of a highway right now. I'm in Guthrie at a place that was highly requested. This is MISSY'S Donuts, and it is in Guthrie. I haven't been to Guthrie in a really long time, and there were some hiccups getting here, which I'll talk about later. But I've heard these donuts are absolutely amazing. So we're gonna go inside and check out the donuts. Just went inside and got the goods, but right now I have this original glazed, and this is a pretty decent sized donut. I don't know, it's like medium weight. It feels fluffy though, and this glaze looks next level. I don't know if you can see that. All right, this looks absolutely amazing. See how that sticks together? It's doughy. I like doughy donuts. No oil pockets. It tastes like straight sugar. It like melts in your mouth, but it's like super chewy at the same time. That's a good donut. Wow, I'm really impressed. It's like not greasy at all. The glaze is awesome. It's not heavy. This donut is excellent. This is one of the best donuts I've ever had. I'm not even just saying that. Wow. I just want to keep eating it. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. This is amazing. Alright guys, so after having that glazed donut, like, I have super high expectations. The texture of that donut was unreal. So I've got a few more donuts here. I'm gonna try 1 or 2 more, and then I'll probably take the rest back to my apartment. So let's try a few more donuts. Alright guys, so up next I have the maple donut, and to be honest with you, I'm not super crazy about maple, but I heard awesome things about their maple donuts. I heard great things about all their donuts, but people did mention the maple donut. Let's give this a try. And these are big donuts. They're like the size of my palm. Pretty good. This is a pretty solid maple donut. The texture of this dough is what really makes these donuts special. It's not greasy. It's light and chewy and fluffy. The actual dough of the donut is just, wow. The maple icing is good. Like I said, I'm not a huge maple donut person. I do like the maple flavoring. The icing is good. The dough is good. If you like maple, you'll like this donut. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. So I did decide to get some cake donuts just because I feel like, why not? You know, we're here trying yeast donuts. We might as well try their cake donuts too. So I did get a blueberry cake donut, and if you'll remember in my video last week, I went to Krispy Kreme, and I think they have an excellent blueberry cake donut. So we're gonna see how good MISSY'S blueberry cake donut is. Alright, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but this is probably the most tender cake donut I have ever had. It's crunchy on the outside, and the cake part, I mean, it's all cake, but the inner part, it just like melts in your mouth. The glaze has like gone into all of these little crevices. So right before you get to this crunchy exterior part, there's like a layer of glaze in here because it's like seeped through all these cracks and stuff. This is next level. This tastes like a blueberry muffin that was like smothered in glaze and fried. Layer of sweetness right under the crunchy part. Oh my gosh. This is probably the best blueberry cake donut I've ever had. 9 out of 10. I can't stop eating it. Alright, I think it's chocolate time. I got a chocolate cake donut with sprinkles. That chocolate icing is solid. This cake donut, perfect texture. They nailed the texture of this cake donut. It's really tender. When you bite into it, it melts in your mouth. And it stays together. Like, a lot of cake donuts I've had, they're either really dry or they're just not very good. It's not oily. These are just clean donuts. They're clean. They don't taste like oil. They're not super greasy. The texture is amazing. I'm not even a huge cake donut person, but I would get this again. Excellent job. We're gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Okay, and the last donut I'm gonna try here in the car for you is gonna be this old-fashioned. Now, I'm gonna sound super lame, but I like old-fashioned donuts. I like the crunchiness on the outside. I like the texture on the inside. I like them. I don't really get them that often, but I think they're good. The old-fashioned. I feel like this one's a little bit different than other old-fashions that I've had. I don't know, I feel like you can pull them apart easier, like eat all the outside and then eat the inner part, but this one's really good. You can see, again, there's a layer where like the glaze had like seeped through and like gone in, and now it's like soaked into the dough, which adds like a whole nother level of sugar. My stomach is not happy with me right now. Look at how clean this donut is. Super tender, moist, the outside's crunchy, the inside good, the inside's fluffy. This is a pretty good donut. I'm gonna give this old-fashioned 7 out of 10. Alright guys, so I'm gonna head back to my apartment, and I have, I think, 4 more that I'm gonna review there, so I'm gonna let my stomach have a break for a little bit, and then I'll see you guys later. Alright guys, so we are back at the apartment, and I do have 4 more donuts to try. So right here, I've got a chocolate iced yeast donut and a strawberry iced yeast donut, and I was recommended to get the strawberry, so I am going to taste this one first. They have been sitting for just a little bit, so they got a little melty, but they did taste super great earlier, so I'm sure they taste super great now. This thing is covered in icing. They did not mess around with this icing. The texture of this dough, this is really good artificial strawberry frosting. It's nice and thick. There's plenty of it. So I've ran into this problem with a few donut shops. Is like, I feel like a lot of times donut shops have like super runny icing, especially on their strawberry ice. Their strawberry ice usually has like this thin, watery strawberry type glaze on there, and they call that icing. No. Or they have this icing that like barely tastes like strawberry, and they've like dyed it red, and it's like this weird, nasty looking color pink. Not this. This has a great artificial strawberry flavor. The icing is thick. The dough from this yeast donut is just, it's amazing. And these donuts have been sitting here for a while because I did take a nap. They still taste fresh. Like these donuts held up. Another amazing donut here. We're gonna give this 9 out of 10. Alright, and the last of the yeast donuts that I have is this chocolate iced donut. Now, earlier I tried a chocolate cake donut, and it was really good. So I expect nothing less from this one. These donuts are kind of heavy, but they don't feel heavy when you eat them. Does that make sense? Like they feel pretty dense, but then you bite into them and they're like chewy and light and melt in your mouth. It's magic or something, I don't know. Not greasy, chewy, texture's great. This icing, super thick, great chocolate flavor. I think I would get this one over the cake donut, but the cake donut was still really good, so you're totally safe going either way. If you're a strawberry person, get the strawberry. If you're a chocolate person, get the chocolate. These are both really great iced donuts. I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10 as well. Next donut, we've got an apple fritter. And I didn't really realize that I liked apple fritters until I went to Shipley's and got the apple fritter. And then I discovered that I liked them. So I had to get an apple fritter, and this thing is pretty huge. So I'm not gonna eat this whole thing, but I'm gonna break off a piece here. And there's just so much glaze on this, like so much. Oh, wow. Guys, look at the amount of apple in here and cinnamon. You can just see it everywhere. Oh my gosh. I mean, look at these layers. You know, the apple, the cinnamon, look. Oh, this glaze. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is a good apple fritter. I feel like this donut naturally has a tendency to be like super oily and greasy, but theirs really isn't. Just like their other donuts, like there's not, you don't get a taste of grease. You're getting the pure flavor from the donut. The outside is perfectly crunchy. The inside is soft, just like their other donuts. There's cinnamon and apples mixed in. Like, there are chunks of apple. Yeah, there's chunks of apple. There's the cinnamon, and then like with the cake donuts, like the glaze has kind of gone in and like created this like very thin layer underneath the crunchy layer. This is so good. It makes other apple fritters I've had a joke. This is next level. This is going to be hard to beat. This is amazing. If you like apple fritters, you will absolutely love this one. I am speechless. I didn't know I was an apple fritter person, but I guess I am. I don't know. It tastes like an apple pie and a cinnamon roll came together and made this perfect thing. And their glaze on the top too, like thickness of the glaze on top is just amazing. Thick layer of glaze. I love it. 9 out of 10. So the last thing I have here is a cinnamon roll, and I'm fully aware this is not a donut, okay? I was going to get a donut cinnamon roll, like a fried one, but when I asked for a cinnamon roll, the guy said, which one? And I said, do you have another one? And he said, yeah, we have baked or fried. And I was like, which one would you recommend? He said, definitely the baked. This was their last baked cinnamon roll, and it looks a little deformed. That's okay. I'm sure it tastes just as good as the other ones. The smells that are coming from this right now are just unbelievable. If you know me, you know I love cinnamon rolls. Like, every Sunday at my house growing up, we would have cinnamon rolls before church, like pretty much every single week. My dad would get up and make cinnamon rolls, not like real cinnamon rolls, but like from a can. And then my nana, my aunt, like everybody in my family loves to bake. So everybody makes awesome cinnamon rolls. Yeah, I love cinnamon rolls. They're also like really high on my dessert list as well, because who doesn't like having a cinnamon roll for dessert? That's the best. I 100% consider myself a cinnamon roll connoisseur. This thing is huge, and it weighs probably at least a pound. All I've had is straight sugar today, so I'm not going to eat the whole thing. So I cut it into fourths. I just want you to take a minute to appreciate these layers of cinnamon, sugar, and dough. It looks awesome. So usually what I do with my cinnamon rolls is I eat them layer by layer. So first I am gonna try the outer layer here, and wow, cinnamon everywhere. Okay. This is it. Okay, now I'm gonna take a bite. Whew. This is unreal. Now I think one thing that I've seen with a lot of like cinnamon rolls from restaurants or bakeries or wherever, they tend to overbake them, and the outside gets like really crunchy, and then the inside is just like super dry. They did not do that. If anything, I would say these are a little underbaked. Honestly, I'm not gonna complain about. I would rather have something underbaked than overbaked, personally. So these are a little bit on the doughy side, but I would prefer it that way instead of it being, you know, crunchy, dry, you know, all of that. I would prefer a more doughy roll than a crunchy, dry one. There is a lot of cinnamon in here, which is awesome. The flavor is great. And then again, they have put an ample amount of icing on here, and it's gone down and kind of soaked into the dough. It's amazing. This is a fantastic cinnamon roll. I would go back again just to get the cinnamon roll. That's how much I love it. I would probably order a dozen of these because holy smokes, man. I mean, just look at that cinnamon. That's fantastic. So I feel like it could have been baked just a tiny bit more, but overall, good luck to anybody who thinks they can make a cinnamon roll better than that. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. So I went to a lot of trouble to get to MISSY'S today. There was traffic on the way there. It was like bumper to bumper, took forever, and I only honked my horn one time, which if you know me, that was quite an accomplishment. They have 2 addresses on Google, and so I went to one that was like more in downtown Guthrie, and I drove past it and it was definitely not there. Then I had to go to the other one, missed the turn in. Anyways, I'm telling you all this to say it was totally worth it. Everything that I went through today to get to Missy's was 100% worth it. I will go there again. The donuts at Missy's are worth the drive. They are worth your time to go to Guthrie to get the donuts. I promise you. Even if you don't want to go to Guthrie, even if you don't want to take the time out of your day to go do that, I promise you, you will not regret it because those donuts are so good. The cinnamon roll and the apple fritter are amazing. The best that I've had in a long time. So let me give you my top 3. I know it's not a donut. I know it's not, but number 1 is going to be the cinnamon roll. That thing, amazing. You need to get the cinnamon roll if you go there. The baked one, not the fried one. Okay, so number 1 cinnamon roll. Number 2, we're gonna go with the glazed. The glazed donut was a really awesome glazed donut. I personally would prefer that glazed donut over Krispy Kreme. That's gonna be controversial, so go ahead and leave a comment down below where you think has the best glazed donut. The third thing that I'm gonna recommend is the apple fritter. It was awesome. Just the layers of cinnamon and apple in it, you need it. But the other donuts were awesome. You know, the chocolate and strawberry iced, the blueberry cake. Everything that I tried here today was amazing. So you need to make sure that you go down to Guthrie and get Missy's Donuts. I highly recommend it. Alright guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this review. I hope you're enjoying the Donut Diaries. If you have any recommendations of donut shops that you would like me to go to, make sure you leave them in the comments down below or go give me a DM on Instagram and I will try to go to the donut shops that you recommend. I want to encourage you guys to get a little better today than you were yesterday and to do something nice for somebody. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.